Hey, so I'm going to talk about another stupid topic. Great start every time. The fuck was that noise? Anyway, yeah, that's a good start to a video. I immediately hear a weird noise and get concerned that there's something outside my door. Good. Anyway, I want to talk about not really, a feeling or a specific action as much as I want. This time I want to talk about something I grew up with, as in a place. A country type of place. And I'm not from the South. Like, I'm not from the Yeehaw countryside. We're not eating fried mayonnaise down here. Nuh-uh. But I grew up in a place, it was a weird small town. And I'm obviously not going to, just say the state. I'm not going to say the town name. I'm not going to... About the most I've said is that it wasn't South. But whatever. Great, here I go clear my throat again. Great. But I grew up in, a country place, right? And it was weird. Because, yeah, there were crops. There was corn, a lot of corn. Just busy shucking our corn down there, just getting all our corn, riding our tractors. I can't do a good country accent. I can't do any accent other than my accent, which is a generic American accent. But anyway, yeah, the place I went to, or that I lived in for a while, it's very country. But it wasn't just country, too. That's the weird thing. We had a lot of southern people. We had people who and they weren't really from the south, but there were people who either owned a farm, lived near farms, lived near corn, and they owned horses, and they would just talk with an accent. And then there was this other side of our school, which were people who were obsessed with rap music, and they tried hard to mimic their favorite rapper. You know what I mean? Like I know Lil Wayne was really popular in my school, and so there were a lot of people who tried talking like him, and you could tell because I've seen interviews with him, I've seen videos of him just talking, and I've seen people who try to mimic him almost to even his voice. And that was the school I went to. It was country. It was half country, half people who wanted to be rappers. And I don't know how to explain it because it was so fucking weird because it was so backwards. And obviously, yeah, there were people who weren't like that. I knew there were some goth kids. Not really goth, they were kind of they were wannabe goths, except they were too happy to be goths, you know what I mean? They were happier people, but they dressing in all black and listening to punk metal while drawing their anime OC on a notebook. And yeah, there was a lot of it was such a strange mixture because if you go to a country school, it's just southern. It's just farming and taking our tractor down. Gotta drive my pickup truck down to my grandmammy's. All that kind of shit. And then when you go to somewhere like California, it's snooty, I guess would be the word. Just snooty, full of themselves, and probably very high pitched speaking with a lot of energy behind it. You know what I mean? But my school was half people who were some country fried idiots. Some of them were kind of dumb, and that's coming from me, who is also dumb. There were quite a few smart ones. I'll be honest. There were a lot of smart people in my school. Holy shit. And then the other side were these people who were aspiring rappers. It was like I just walked into a fucking convention for SoundCloud rappers who all wanted to be the next big thing. They wanted to be the next Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Lil Wayne, all that kind of shit. And it was just I I don't think you're gonna be that. I mean, good luck, but I mean, whatever. So it was weird. It was a weird mixture, and these sides did not like each other. They could not interact without insults, basically. But the place I grew up in was it was mostly country because there's a lot of corn, a lot of specific food items of country stuff, a lot of southern accents, a lot of like any place, like anytime you like saw like a building that had like a name to it, because there weren't like a lot of like stores or anything, like they were like have some southern ass like name, and you're just like, wow, we're like, you'd almost think that you were in like Louisiana or something, but you're not. Like this wasn't the South. But the people were fucking weird. Like they were like obsessively southern, obsessed with crops and farms, and we gotta be farmers. You know what we gotta do? Shuck our corn, get the beans out, gotta get the produce out to the stores. I don't know. It was just like weird because it was like half of them didn't do shit. They were just country farmers for the sake of being country farmers, while the other side was trying to be the next big rapper, and it was weird. But at the same time, there was this small group, like there was this weird small group of like rich snooty kids, right? But there was like 4 or 5 of them, and it was weird because one of them would constantly talk about how he owns so many boats and how he's obsessed with boats. Another would just talk about how he constantly does badminton and all that. The other ones would just talk about how they go to the mall and they're so cool. And another one, I don't know. He stopped being. I was actually friends with one of them, and then he stopped being friends with me because his mom made him. And then I have no idea what he did. I'm going to be honest. I don't know what happened to anyone in my school. But it was weird. It was a weird mixture where it was like it had like these small cliques that schools would usually have, but they were so small compared to the country boys and the wannabe rappers and country girls and wannabe female rappers. Like, let's be honest, there were also females that did that too in my school. And then I noticed that like because of that, like I sometimes speak like either of those sides, like whenever I like get too excited with my voice, and it'll kind of come across as a bit like southern, or like I'm trying to be like some gangster guy, but I'm not. I'm really not. I'm just some generic ass short dude that waddles around and cries. But it was weird because it was so much country for a place that wasn't super country. It was like I was in a town where everyone just wanted to have an identity of something, but we lived in such a pointless town that had no identity to itself that everyone just grabbed this identity of we're either hardcore rappers or we are country boys. And that was it. And it was weird. It made no sense. And then the small cliques that you knew, like these like wannabe goths and the rich kids, like you barely noticed them because you were too busy hearing people with big boots like slam their boots around on the hard floor, leaving mud everywhere. Their fucking jeans covered in shit. You know, they'd have like a pocket, and in their pocket would be like dip, and they would eat it in the middle of school, which is tobacco, so that's not allowed, but they still did it. And you'd have the rapper kids who were like smoking weed in the fucking bathroom and getting blowjobs in the middle of class, and it was like, what the hell's going on? And it sounds weird, like it sounds stupid, and that's because it is. It really is. It sounds like if you told someone about the people in this kind of town, people would be like, that doesn't exist. That's not real. Those people aren't real. Like, yeah, there's country people and want to be rappers, but they wouldn't be like this. And it's like, I don't know what the hell my school was. I don't know what the hell the town was. It's like I entered fucking Silent Hill, and this was the thing that tormented me was country boys and wannabe rappers. Those were my fucking Silent Hill demons. I mean, hey, it was weird, but I'm just talking about it because it was just a weird topic. It was a weird school. A teacher called me a slur. That's not a joke. A teacher literally called me a gay slur because another kid was poking me in the back. I told him to stop, and then I got called a slur by a teacher. And on top of that, country and wannabe rappers, they said a lot of slurs themselves. So that, yeah, I don't think anyone's surprised by that. But it's still funny just thinking back to the teacher calling me that. Because at the time I was like, can teachers say that? But then I remembered, oh yeah, I'm in a town that has a population of like 50 people. I don't think the teacher gives a shit. And it was funny. I'll be honest, it was kind of funny. But yeah, weird. It was a weird town, weird school, a lot of country, corn shucking, all that kind of shit. Try to pick up truck around school, harass people. scare people out of the town you didn't like, chase them down with guns. Cops didn't do shit. It was a hoot nanny, you know. Sorry, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Anyway, yeah, town was honestly kind of shit. It was really bad. The school was awful. Like 75% of the teachers were awful. The principal was a fucking pushover that like a student could easily just tell him, "Yeah, I'm not going to detention," and he'd be like, "Oh, okay, cool." But yeah, it was it just sounds made up when I say this out loud, it sounds fake, right? It sounds like I'm making up a town in a school. Because the more I think back, the more I'm just like, there's no way this place was fucking real. This sounds stupid. It sounds too stupid. Like I know schools have stupid antics, but this town was so small and the school was so shit that it feels like I just dreamt it all up and I am just telling a story where I'm making it all up because it feels not real, but it was. At least I think, unless I'm fucking insane, because who knows? Maybe I am, and that school never existed, and that town never existed, and I went to a normal school, but somehow I just didn't know. I don't know. Maybe this school is a psychological experiment. Maybe I'm being fucked with, and there's a guy in a lab coat watching me through the window right now. I don't know. I'm insane. Maybe I don't know. But hey, maybe it was real, maybe it wasn't. I'm pretty sure it was real. But like the more I think about it, I'm just like, there's no fucking way that that was my entire childhood, because it doesn't sound real. I can't tell it to people. I can't tell this story without sounding insane. I sound like I'm just reading some fucking like copy pasta off the internet. It sounds like I just like read something on the internet and I'm like, yeah, yeah. I went to a school's crazy country. Also, there was a velociraptor. It ate five of my friends and killed my father. But like, no, this place was real. The school was real. These people were real. This place was fucking weird. It made no sense, and I felt like I didn't belong there at all. And it wasn't like some like deep meaning of I just don't belong. I don't fit in with anyone. The reality was I didn't feel like I belonged because it felt like I was never there. It just felt like I was some weird insert that someone was like, what if we just drag this weird guy that likes to write things in the middle of a country rap battle? Like it was weird, but it was real because I lived there my whole life. I don't live there anymore, gladly, thankfully. But it just doesn't feel real and I feel like if I asked someone to drive me to that town, the town would be gone. Like I feel like I would go there and it would just be an empty mass of land and I'd just be like, no, it was here. This town was here. I know it was here. It was right there. It was right there. There was a park there. That's where they used to smoke weed. Oh my God, this place was real, guys. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. But that's what it feels like. That's what this town feels like. It felt like it wasn't fucking real, but it was. And everything I went through my entire childhood was real, despite it feeling like a fucking fever dream. But yeah, okay. Just losing my shit at this point. I'm actually having a meltdown. Anyway, yeah, I live in a country ass town where they love rapping and corn shucking and butt fucking and all the fun stuff. Okay, that's enough of that. I've embarrassed myself enough. Okay, whatever.